Hi, I'm Daniel Hilchen, an engineer, senior staff engineer at VMware, working on auto-deploy. Have you ever dreamed about cabling up a new rack of servers, powering them on, and walking back to your office and finding them already running your production workloads? If so, auto-deploy might be for you. In this video, we'll provide an overview of auto-deploy, the new vSphere network boot infrastructure that enables rapid provisioning and configuration of ESXi hosts. Fundamentally, auto-deploy enables a centralized state management model. Instead of managing the state of each individual host, you set up centralized configurations and rules that map those configurations to sets of hosts. Every time a host boots, it gets exactly the state you wanted it to, no more, no less. By managing hosts in this centralized fashion, you'll be able to scale up to handle many more physical hosts and have a more deterministic environment. When you turn on a host set up for network booting, it first contacts the DHCP server to get an IP address, which in turn responds with an IP address and points to a TFTP server to download the initial boot files. The host then loads a small bootloader called gPXE. gPXE executes on the host and sends an HTTP boot request to the auto-deploy server, including hardware and networking information about the host. The auto-deploy server then uses this information to check its rule engine on how to boot the host. Auto-deploy streams components in the image and the host profile for the host to boot. Once booted, auto-deploy assigns the host to vCenter so it can start running VM workloads. To provision a host, you must have a rule that maps an image profile to the host. The image profile describes the complete set of software packages for the host. Rules identify the target host using hardware or networking information gathered by gPXE during boot up. Examples are things like subnet, MAC address, server vendor, or model information. Many customers use predefined image profiles from VMware, but you might use an image profile from your server manufacturer or another vendor. Auto-deploy can retrieve image profiles from an online depot or offline depot, which is a local zip file. You can also build custom image profiles by adding or removing VIB packages with the Image Builder CLI. Rules apply only on first boot. If you change rules, you must perform a test and repair operation with the auto-deploy Power CLI to update existing hosts. This prevents accidental changes to running hosts when you update your rules. You can optionally use an auto-deploy rule to assign hosts to vCenter inventory locations, such as a folder or cluster. You can then make changes to the cluster settings in vCenter to affect all the hosts in the cluster. One common approach is to define rules for image profiles and inventory, and then assign host profiles to clusters directly in the vSphere client. You can also use auto-deploy rules to assign a host profile to each host directly. Both inventory and host profile rules apply at first boot. Changes you make from the vSphere client will be respected and override the rules. So, with just a little initial configuration, you can boot ESXi hosts and join them to VC without any human interaction. The same approach can be used for patches, updates, and upgrades. Just update your auto-deploy rules, run the test and repair command, and reboot your host to pick up the latest software content. So if you'd like to learn more about auto-deploy and related technologies, such as host profiles and image builder, visit pubs.vmware.com. Thanks for watching.